Hey everyone, it's Logan Smith, and today I'll be breaking down all the market trends across the Woodward corridor, everything you should know about as a consumer, including obviously all the new developments, both residential, mixed use, everything across the board. And honestly, if you invest or live or work in the corridor, the next 6 months are going to be full of opportunity. So without further ado, here's what you need to know. First of all, the market is still active, but it's selective. And especially in areas like Rochester Hills, Bloomfield Hills, as well as Huntington Woods, we're seeing a ton of activity in houses flying off the shelves from $500K all the way up to 1.2. And those homes are selling even faster if they're remodeled after 2015, because at the end of the day, buyers looking at that price point, they're gonna want the newer finishes, higher quality when they move into a home of that caliber. Now, as far as interest rates go, we're finally seeing things to sort of level out and stabilize here. At the end of this week, as of November 26, rates are hovering right around 6.25%. And that's kind of caused buyers to get used to this post-COVID market. And as a result of that, the showing activity has, slightly increased over the last couple months. Now let's take a look at the city of Birmingham. And honestly, the biggest trend for me over these last couple months has just been the ongoing development, not only on the residential side of things, but with mixed use, office, and retail as well. We're seeing a lot of things come up, especially right in town. And the builders they're starting to do their end of season shopping here between October 1st and now here at the end of November on the 27th, 28th. There were 5 teardowns sold, 4 of them east of Woodward over in East Birmingham. So I'd expect that to be even more of a hot spot for specs, even more so than it is now. So come 2026, I'd look out for a lot of new construction, especially east of Woodward. Now on the commercial side of things, there's a ton going on, especially west of Woodward in the downtown area. We just had Restoration Hardware open up their flagship gallery with the rooftop restaurant, which is amazing. If you haven't been there, I'd highly recommend going. And then, right behind it, we have 370 Brown, which is gonna be a mixed-use development. JP Morgan's gonna open up their offices there. And then we're also gonna have 22 luxury apartments as well. And, they're gonna have a rooftop kind of outdoor gym / pool area. So maybe that's the new trend going to Birmingham, is these rooftop kind of restaurants and get-together areas. So who knows, maybe with the next mixed-use development, we could see something similar like that as well. And delivery on 370 Brown is expected sometime in, spring 2026. So I'd anticipate them to start taking applications for the apartment sometime in early 2026. Now shifting gears to the north end of town, we have another mixed-use development. This one at Maple and Bates, so right where the old post office used to be next to the St. James Church. And it's gonna be luxury apartments with retail and restaurants on the main level, as well as some underground parking. And Tallulah is gonna move from right across the street into that brand new building, and delivery on that one is expected in spring of 2027. Now let's take a look a little further north in Bloomfield Hills and Township. And since 2024, we've seen a pretty dramatic increase in prices, just a little over 3.5% up from last year. And looking at October and November specifically, 77% of listings sold in less than 60 days on the market. So despite, the cyclical slow seasonal change, we're still seeing houses sell in a relatively quick fashion. Another thing I noticed about Bloomfield is, especially in the 48304 zip code, we've seen a lot of flip activity, specifically with ranches, and specifically on larger lots of like 0.4, half an acre or more. A lot of people are, doing an exterior facelift on those and completely renovating them from top to bottom, which frankly, I think we could see a lot more of those turn over here in 2026. Maybe not ranches specifically, but I'd anticipate a more active flip market than we're used to here in 2026. The overall allure of living in the prestigious city of Bloomfield Hills has not died down one bit in 2025. And frankly, I think we can expect to see a strong push for the higher ultra luxury market, meaning people with 4,000 or 5,000 square foot houses starting to downsize here in 2026 and see a lot of that inventory turn over. Now looking at the south end of the corridor, specifically Berkeley, Royal Oak, and Ferndale, we've been seeing a ton of activity at that entry-level market right around $400,000 and under. Those houses, especially if they're remodeled, they're flying off the shelf, selling in a relatively quick days on market. But these areas aren't only a hot spot for first-time buyers, but we're seeing a lot of downsizers gravitate this way as well. And even though there's a lot of turnover in these markets, there's still a lot of allure in communities like the Vincetta Park area, Northwest Ferndale with all the historical charm. A lot of long-standing residents here mixed with a younger crowd, which creates for a pretty diverse community here in Ferndale, Berkeley, and Royal Oak. Now looking at Royal Oak specifically, the condo and townhouse market has kind of boomed lately with the increasing rent. A lot of investors are looking to get in there for something that cash flows, and all of that can kind of be attributed to the surrounding development with everything going on in downtown. And Ferndale continues to attract that first-time buyer type of clientele for a few different reasons. One, you have the affordability. You can get a pretty solid remodeled house for a price that you wouldn't otherwise find in Berkeley or Royal Oak. Two, walkability. If you're north of 9 Mile, you can walk to downtown pretty easily, whether you're east or west of Woodward. And three is the food scene. Ferndale is probably one of the most well-known food capitals along the Woodward corridor. And they have long-standing staples like toast and Comos, as well as new kids on the block like Havana tacos and burgers, which, fun fact, is 100% halal. And Berkeley continues to be a hotspot for first-time buyers and downsizers alike. When a ranch hits the market in Berkeley, it's not going to last long at all. And, in excess of that, the school system is great as well. All right, so that'll do it for the October-November market update. And obviously this information is pretty broad, so if you want a little more precise content on your neighborhood or property specifically, I'd be happy to share it with you. Just give me a call. I will link all my information below. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And yeah, until next time, that'll do it. Happy holidays. All the best.